everybody, just checking in. It's me, Angela, the BrokenHearted Traveler. I am in beautiful upstate New York. Wanted to check in, make sure everybody is good after my fantastic birthday weekend in rockin' New York City. I have been working my tail off up in the Vermont area, Burlington and Plattsburgh, New York, and I just wanted to check in and let you guys know where I'm at on my journey, and I hope that you're still following along. My journey has been progressing, but not without hiccups, just so you know. And it's never a perfect journey. You know, we all walk along in this, thing, this thing we call life. And mine is definitely not smooth paved, and I'm definitely not wearing, high-end sneakers. And I have tripped on a couple of potholes and slipped on some loose gravel. And I won't say that it's, I'm not unscathed, but who is unscathed, to be quite honest? If you're unscathed, your head is in the sand. And I envy you. But that said, I feel depth and I feel growth, and we'll say that, 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. And what I've been thinking about lately a lot is letting go of grudges, because I think grudges and resentments and accepting the apology that you will never get is a huge part of this journey. You are never going to get apologies from a lot of people. Some people, just because they don't feel like they did anything wrong. 2, they don't know what they did wrong. 3, they can't give you an apology because they are no longer with us. And I know that some people, just don't really understand what their role was in some of your trauma, or the pain that you might feel, or I'm sure that a lot of our interactions with our family and stuff like that, the way that my personality is, and say my brother's personality, we are so different. How our childhoods were probably completely different to each other, even though we were both in the same environment. So, for him, some things just don't faze him, and for me, I'm broken down crying. So we're just, that's why it's such a unique life experience for every individual, for every person. So on this journey of being a broken-hearted person, and I will say broken because I am kind of broken, but also kind of not broken. And I think just knowing the fact that I have flaws and I have these parts of me that I am working on and repairing and putting back together after being kind of burned down, from the inside out, is like a huge thing. And I think it makes me authentic. And I think even just doing these videos and walking myself through this and putting it out there for people puts me in a vulnerable but yet truly authentic spot, because I am not hiding myself anymore. I'm not putting on anything here that isn't who I am. I'm not burying anybody's shit but my own. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I'm just basically putting this out there for anybody who has ever had their heart broken, or who feels like they've been through trauma and had to put on this super tight facade and is just kind of done, or feeling just broken from that and is ready to just sort of repair from the inside out. And maybe just sort of figure out how to interact with people without having to please themselves or the people on the outside, instead of, just this mutually respectful relationship with the rest of the world. And learning how to tell people, and maybe this is my problem. I have been this kind of person a lot too, where I'm either so sensitive that I cannot bear to interact truthfully with the world, and I'm just so, almost, I'm so, like, I'm just pliable, and I'm just not myself, because I will bend until I'm broken to make somebody happy, which is not my true authentic self. Or I am so totally bent and broken that I will put on this concrete exterior that I'm telling people who have absolutely zero bad intention to go fuck themselves, because I don't want to be around anybody who could possibly hurt me, because I have been so brutally hurt. And if you come near me after I've been hurt, I don't want anything to do with you. Or if you come at me and you're even slightly weaker than me, I'm over you. I will not, I can't handle it. So and that's just that bad, kind of, I'm used to that avoidant style of person where I'm like needy and they're avoidant and I'm chasing, or I'm the avoidant and they're needy and they're chasing me. It's just this ugly cycle of drama my entire life, and I don't know how to rise above it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing that whole repair my soul thing. And the best way I can do that is to bring my energy back to myself and be my authentic self, which is a little bit, just comfortable in my skin and accepting of who I am, and kind of really more borderline, a little bit more kind of not dramatic on either side of the scale. And that's really unusual for me, and I hate to admit it, but it's true. I'm an independent person. I don't like being needy, but I'm also, I also want to be authentic and say, this is what I require from you if you're going to be in my life, and if you're not going to be that in my life, then I have no use for you, which I've never been able to do that before either. So it's been a really interesting growth process for me. It's just realizing that I am worth something, and I don't have to, acquiesce to the people around me. If they like me, they like me, and if they don't, they don't, and that's okay. Good with it. I'm good with whatever. I really am. I can accept people on wherever they're at in their life, and they're gonna have to accept me, or they can move on. And that's a whole new world for Angela, and I like it. I do like it. But it's a very uncomfortable process to get into, because when you've been the people pleaser your whole life, to then become the person who is just really authentic in their own skin, it's a really weird place. It's really bizarre. And it started with, and it really does have to begin with you, and accepting that you are worth doing that. You, whoever you are, looking in the mirror at yourself, are worth doing that for. The person that you are deserves that authentic self, deserves that. And you also deserve to forgive, firstly, yourself for future that you didn't deserve, that you allowed to happen to yourself, that you may have done, that, you know, whatever your situation is, that either you did or that you allowed to have done, or that you witnessed, that you didn't, that were out of your, you know, realm of integrity, or whatever. Like, just forgiveness is such a huge part of it. It really is. And I'm realizing that letting go of resentments is huge. I can't tell you how much I can cut somebody down so bad. I really can. People I love, I can cut them down. People I have known my whole life that, like, you know, are supposed to be my blood, my family. I can cut them to shreds. Give me 5 minutes. I'll cut them to pieces with my own integrity. I will be justified doing it. And I will make them look like dog shit. I don't feel better doing that to my family, to my people, to my friends, like people that are my friends, like supposed to be my friends. And let's be honest, we can all do that if we put our minds to it. We're smart. We don't have any reason. We're not above it. Come on now, be honest. And I consider myself a person of integrity. But to be honest, if I know that somebody's cutting me down, I gotcha. I will one up ya. I can cut you to the bone. I will always defend myself brutally. And the problem is that it takes a bit of my soul when I do that. I don't feel better about the fact that I'm smart enough to cut somebody to the bone. For what? Hurting my feelings? For what? Cutting me to the bone? Hey, I've come to the realization that if it makes somebody else feel better to talk shit on me, please go ahead, enhance your life as much as you please. I welcome you to it. Fillet me. It will do you all the good in the world. Please do it. Enhance your life. Go ahead. I hope it makes you feel like $1 million. If I can do that for you, I am glad to have been there for you. That's where I'm at with that. Because I can promise you that I do not feel better after cutting someone to the bone, regardless of where they are in my life, of where their stance is in my life. I do not feel better cutting someone down. If they are loved by someone that I loved, even if I don't love them myself, I do not feel good cutting them down. And my new stance on that is, I will not do it. So, that is one part of my growth. The other part of my growth is acceptance. I am accepting that everybody that presents themselves to you in a suit of, I'm a nice person, and I only have the best intentions for you, and you seem like a really nice person, and I just want to be a friend in your life, and I just want to get to know you, and you are super nice and super sweet, and you're just bee's knees. Don't believe the hype. There's shitbags among us. They will take advantage of you if they can. And as a good friend once told me, keep your head on a swivel. Doesn't mean be paranoid. Just don't trust everybody. People will take advantage of you when they can, and they will hurt you. So keep your circle small. Don't trust everybody, especially right away. That's where I got a chink in my armor. I got hurt. But it is a learning process, and you know what? I'm not permanently damaged from it. Was it like a trip, like a hiccup in my spiritual journey? Yes, it was hurtful. I felt violated. I was violated, to be quite honest. friends. Hashtag BrokenHearted Traveler. Hashtag solo girl. Not everybody is trustworthy. So I'm sort of like on this positive spiritual journey, but I'm having to reframe things like it's not all kumbaya, peace, love, you know, like sometimes it's still dog eat dog. Be careful. And, you know, don't get caught up. Don't lose your focus. Don't trust people all the time. Even if they seem cool and kind and trustworthy, they're not. Not everybody is. You can't trust everybody. And sometimes there's just unavoidable circumstances, and what's going to happen is going to happen, and it's unfortunate, and you learn and you move on. And the fortunate part about that is that I am a strong person, and I know how to recover, and I know how to pick myself up, dust myself off, and say, okay, where was I? I was moving forward. Let me jump back ahead. I am here. This is where I'm at. I am in the process of forgiving people. Let me pick that up. Let me pick that up. And this is a test, because this particular circumstance is a very difficult one for me. Very difficult. But for my own sanity and for my own self-preservation, I have to do what's right for myself. And I will. To move forward and to progress in this journey, letting go of that resentment is vital. And letting go of my resentments and accepting the apology I will never get is key. And I think that's key for a lot of things that we don't see in life. I think that we hold a lot of things that we didn't realize we needed an apology for. A lot of us, especially in the old school era, just sort of accepted some things like it's just life. It's just life. And really, they were maybe really hurtful things that we experienced. Really molded a lot of our formative behaviors and formative fears and attachments and views on life and people. And we have to accept the apologies that we will never get for those things, or we will never be able to change our energy. We'll never be able to recover. And I don't want to be stuck in that, like, needy, anxiety-ridden attachment forever. Like, it's funky. I don't like it. It's, I mean, like, I haven't felt that way in a long time, but when I did feel it, it was like so many sleepless nights and worry and running scenarios through my head and, you know, thinking about, you know, what could be going on and what might be going on, and, you know, just like not feeling like a quality person, and the whole time in my rational mind knowing, like, I'm a quality person. What the hell's wrong with me? Like, fighting with myself. I fought with myself more than I fought with anybody else. Why would I fight with myself? I'm a quality human being. I don't do that anymore. But, you know, that's a work in progress once again. You know, I hope everybody feels that they're a quality person and that they don't have to fight that battle in their brain and heart anymore. That, feeling like, oh, I don't deserve this kind of love. I don't deserve this compassion. I don't deserve trust or whatever. It's just, I hope nobody ever has to go through that. I never want anybody to feel that way. So this journey is to outgrow those things that were seated in abandonment issues from childhood and all that happy horse shit. So that's my check-in. Now you know where I'm at. Tell me where you are. Hit me up with some comments. Tell me how you are. I know I've got some likes, I've got some dislikes. Love you.
In 2 miles, continue onto I-81 South.
I hope you're all doing well. I'm loving you all. Haters, lovers. Hashtag the BrokenHearted Traveler. Solo girl. Spiritual journey. And it comes with ups and downs. Just know that. It's not all bad. And you know what? Whether you reach out to me or you don't, some of you have, and I'm grateful for you. And even if you don't, I'm a high vibe tribe. I'm here with you.
Stay 2 lanes.
I'm moving forward with you. We're gonna get through it, and we're gonna be better for it. I'm wishing you all, everybody that's watching, I am wishing you all good things, growth, good energy, and until I check in with you again, I'll see you soon.